Good morning, guys. Today we're going to be doing some more stuff to the R33. If you guys remember in a couple of previous videos, I've had some coolant issues and these little bad boys are going to be what helps me solve it today. So when we went to go pick up the car from Childers, we actually noticed there was a massive coolant leak and it was actually this little piece right here. So this little piece is a little plastic bit that sits against the firewall and connects two pieces of either the heater hose or the coolant line. So yeah, pretty much that just disintegrated, broke off, and is utterly useless. Now you guys would have seen in the video about 2 days ago, I struggled to try and get this little piece out here. There's so many things in the way and it's right beside the firewall. It's so annoying to get to, but managed to get it all out, managed to get this little piece out, and we're going to be replacing it today with two little brass fittings from Repco that I picked up yesterday. These are pretty much in stock at most Repcos. They're just a piece of 3/4 hose, just like a little brass joiner. Going to be a hell of a lot stronger than the plastic fitting, so that way when I'm out on track, yeah, these things are going to hold up a hell of a lot nicer. And these were only $8 each in comparison to actually buying an OEM genuine replacement for these. You have to buy the whole bracket plus two of them. It's like $60. So useless. Now not only that, but I've got to fit up some semi-slick tires because we are going to be going out on the track tomorrow in the Falcon. Now the reason I'm actually going to be putting some different tires on it was because these ones here, I put a set of really dodgy tires on for the road trip. These tires here are called Durons. I've never heard of them before. These honestly span pretty much most gears. I do not really care. But yeah, these things are just useless. So I'm going to take off the rear wheels today, chuck some semi-slicks on. I got two different options. Two of my mates actually let me borrow them. So these ones here are from Gavin. He's actually pretty sick at the moment, so I hope he gets better very, very soon. And these ones here are from Brandon. You guys will be seeing Brandon in tomorrow's video. He's actually coming out for a ride. The only thing is, kind of wanting to run these because these wheels are blue and they're just going to look terrible, and my car won't spin these anyway, so yeah, should be a lot better than those horrible Durons that are on there. Yeah, I'm super keen to get out to the track tomorrow. First things first though, I've let the Lynx air freshener sit there overnight. I really want to see how this smells. Oh, I can smell it already. It's just a mixture of like sweaty teenagers and JDM juice. Ugh. Another thing that I also really want to sort out today is just getting this horrible wheel off. It's an old SAS wheel. It's got some little stains and everything else as well, and judging by the history of this car, I don't really know what these are, so I don't really want to touch them. So yeah, going to take off this wheel, put on the LZ wheel that I have sitting around at the moment. Yeah, should look a hell of a lot nicer. First things first, let's get this coolant issue sorted, fill her up with coolant, and then she should be good to rip. Hopefully, maybe, probably not. Just goes to show how weak these things are. That's when I was trying to pull it out of the car. Literally crushed it. Oh well, I'm glad these things are out. Perfect, so the two brass fittings are now sitting there out the way. I've also cleared up room for that bracket there. I'm not going to be putting that back in. They're both pretty much all the way up against the back of the firewall. And if one of those lines pops off while we're trying to bleed it, yeah, then I will be able to sort all of that out. But yeah, pretty much I had to tax one of the hose clamps from here as well, because for one, there's actually no catch can on there, and two, I needed to use it for down here because the ones that came, the Nissan OEM ones, are these stupid things, and somehow I've lost one of the little plastic bits that sits up there. So I'm going to quickly connect all the vacuum line and everything else as well that needs to go back on this car, and yeah, should be all good to go. Alright, so apparently doing coolant in these things is a very tedious process. I've been watching a bloke on YouTube, so he seems to have it all sort of down pat. So yeah, pretty much going to do a coolant change right now, or refill the coolant that was in there, I guess. I have some coolant down the side of the house, as well as I have just going to use some regular hose water. And this thing should be all good. I'm really hoping so. I'm just hoping that those fittings down there definitely work. They definitely fit a lot nicer than even like the plastic ones did. So yeah, no, it should be a hell of a lot nicer, and hopefully we should have this thing running cool all the time. So I got the car's ignition on at the moment. It's currently set at 32 degrees. to open up, I believe it's the heater core, probably the same as the Falcon. So I'm just going to do it anyway. Yeah, going to fill this thing up with some coolant. I've already got the air release undone, so that's all sorted. I'm going to pour in some distilled water very slowly, and I'm going to fill the rest up with some coolant. So yeah, this thing should be awesome. Alrighty, so now with everything on, we're going to quickly start the car and let the car get up to temp, and then hopefully not get gassed out in the process. Whew. Let's hope everything goes well. Ow. Definitely need to tighten that belt. God, this car's cool. Man, I really need to get an exhaust on this thing. We move these semi-slicks out the way. My neighbours must hate me right now. God damn. Right, so instead of letting it idle right here and gas up everything and annoy all my neighbours, I'm going to quickly take it down the road. Just let it idle on the side of the road, sort of where there's no houses. There's a nice little sort of quiet area sort of down there, so that way I'm not going to bother too many people, because this thing is just disgusting. Whew. Actually looking so much nicer in here. I actually quite like it, it's cool. Right, so the gauge is almost half. I'm just going to quickly take it down the road, get a little bit of heat into it, whoops, get a little bit of heat into it, yeah, so that way we can just test to see whether this coolant leak is persisting. If not, then we're all good and ready to rip, but yeah. Can't see any leaks from up here, which is good. That's risen a little bit, which is perfect. As for the back of the engine, I can see a few little tiny drips of coolant, but I'm wondering if that's actually from something else. I don't know, I guess there'll be some underneath if there is. Oh yeah, we got a big leak. Let's go fix that. Alright, so that first test was a bit of a fail, to be honest. So what I did was, went back in and had a look at those two lines, and the hose clamps, they weren't even that tight. I don't know why. I did tighten them up as much as I could possibly go without breaking them, and then as soon as it must have got hot or something, stuff must have changed around, stuff started leaking, so we're going to try that once again. So I've got all the lines already sorted, going to re-bleed the coolant system, add some more coolant, and then we'll go from there and see if it starts leaking once again. Right, so the car's all bled up again, round two. Oh, she's got cams now. Alrighty, after tightening those two things up, we're looking pretty good. No leaks and no water on the ground, so we might take it out for another drive to the same spot, see if there's any coolant there, and then we'll get that sorted. Alright, hopefully second time lucky. Doesn't look like we have any leaks around here at the moment. Yeah, I think we're looking fresh. See if we can find it on the road. Yay, no leaks! Yes! Well, there you go, guys. The heat must have done something to the hoses. Sounds very odd, but yeah, either that or I just didn't do them up tight enough. Oh well, I'm glad I fixed it. Alright, so I've got a whole heap of parts in order for the Skyline. So yeah, that was just like the first thing I needed to tackle, because I know that, you know, having that coolant leak could do a lot more damage than just, yeah, it was just leaking way too much. So I'm glad I got that sorted. Working with a couple of companies at the moment for wheels, which would be pretty cool. So we're going to be getting a set of like 17x9s. So yeah, that should be awesome. We've also got a set of coilovers, which should be on the way. I dare say I'm going to pick them up Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, this car's just, it's going to be so cool. I can't wait to get back from both my trips and yeah, definitely get this thing sorted, rip the engine out, go over the whole thing, and then get this thing ready for the street. I'm so keen. Man, I love this car. It's so cool. I also like this jet tag too. Yeah, some weird YouTuber gave it to me. Rightio, so let's get to putting some semi-slicks on the back of this thing, ready for tomorrow. I just hope it doesn't rain. Alrighty guys, unfortunately we didn't escape unharmed. If you have a look over here, we have a new crack in our cracky boys. Oh well. As much as I would love to run these 275s here, I just can't go on the track with these horrible blue wheels. I mean, I know they're going to be way better than these semi-slicks over here. These are just a 265 Achilles ATRK. They're still a semi-slick, and I know that I will not spin these at all. But yeah, it looks a little bit nicer with the silver wheels going on instead of this horrible blue wheel. But yeah, Brandon, who's the one that lent me all these, he doesn't have a car anymore, or a Falcon anymore, so pretty much I think I'm just going to keep a hold of these anyway. He wants me to strip them all back and get rid of all the blue. So yeah, I'm thinking I might do that, just like acid wash them and just get rid of all that sort of stuff. Yeah, we'll see how we go. As for these things, screw you. I'm also going to check the front tires as well at a later date, just to make sure that they're not cracked also, because there'd be nothing worse than having all these cracked wheels on my daily. Nothing worse. I think I'm going to tidy up my garage too. I think that's a must. And I got a car with quite possibly the best fitment in the world. I'm going to try to install this wheel. So I need to get this thing in. The other wheel just looks horrible and I don't like it. So this one here is going to be hell of a lot nicer. It's got all the hardware ready to go in here. I tried to do this before. However, it looks as though the Boss kit might be seized on, but I'm not quite sure. I'm going to try and pull that off, see how we go, and yeah. I just pray it comes off. So the reason I need to pull the Boss kit off is because this is a different bolt pattern to what the other wheel is. I know for a fact that this Boss kit has like offset holes which actually work, but yeah, obviously I can't drive down the road with my wheel like this. So yeah, I'm gonna try and pull this off and see how we go. Alrighty, so after many attempts, I finally got this stupid Boss kit off. It was like seized on. Oh man, that was annoying. Alright, so pretty much my Boss kit here, actually it's pretty slim. I'm actually quite happy with how big this Boss kit is. And one of the issues I was having is I feel like I'm way too close to the wheel whilst I'm actually really far from the pedals. I was having to like fully extend my leg and I was like really close up to the wheel. So one of the best things about the new LZ wheel is the fact that, and kind of one of the reasons why I bought it, was because it has a whole lot less concave. Looks a hell of a lot nicer. It's just all brainy Alcantara. It's so pretty. This one here is fairly worn. This one here is awesome though. So I'm definitely gonna, I don't know, maybe I should give this one away. What do you guys reckon? The STD33 wheel giveaway. That'd be amazing. This new LZ wheel is gonna look a hell of a lot nicer in the car. I'm so keen. Okay, so with my Boss kit here, it does say I've got my wheels straight at the moment. And basically straight up is where the original Boss kit was sitting, around about there-ish. So yeah, with this one pointing straight up. But because we're going to be using this second lot of bolts here, pretty much just going to orientate it there, make sure I get it straight, and push it straight on and lock her into place. Yeah, I'm just going to make sure I get that perfect though. Give me 2 seconds. Once she's all centered, grab your little nuts right there. Just going to quickly zap her on with an impact. Pretty cool. Cool. Excellent. She's on. Awesome. Now next thing, I'm going to chuck the wheel on. How cool is that? And just like that, the new LZ wheel is on. Man, I'm so keen for this. Alrighty, so this has just completely changed my setting position. I know it was such a minor change, but I'm so much happier with it. And yeah. Ooh. I really want to fix that. Okay, so new problem I've just discovered while sort of just driving it around at the moment. Feels like my power steering pump might be on the way out. Sometimes it's very light, sometimes it's very heavy. I'm not quite sure. I don't know, you guys can let me know in the comments. Yeah, it's very interesting. I'm just so happy at how these two cars are coming along. So happy. Semi-slicks on, coolant leak addressed, steering wheel finished. Woo! I'm keen. If it's raining tomorrow morning, we should so take this thing out on the track, just saying. That'd be so much fun.